Okay, I guess we can start. Hi, everyone. We are glad to see everyone who came to us today, and we didn't expect that many people come for the first time. Today we are launching the ASO and user acquisition talks format in the ASO Busters community. It's for the first time. And we ask all of you to support us because we are nervous, and because English is not our native language. But I hope everything will be fine. Also, we will also make a video record and share it later in our community. This format exists to discuss the latest news around ASO and user acquisition, news of the month, I guess. Also some hot news, so we can create it simultaneously sometimes. And we also think about do ASO audits. So we'll see, maybe we'll do it after some time in online format, I mean. So for now, we are launching it in a test format. Okay, so today, not today, just let me introduce myself. Let's introduce myself and my colleagues. My colleagues with me today, it's Olha Hrek. She is ASO team lead at ASO. Anastasia Narchuk, also as ASO specialist from ASO, and me, Maxim, or just Max, from ASO. I'm head of ASO. So all of us from ASO. In future, we will invite, of course, some outside guests for this format. And today we have selected a list of topics from the last months to discuss. And I would say, let me share my screen and we'll start. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I'll go through this news and just comment them, and we can discuss about it. Give me a sec. Okay, we choose only 5 news from last hot monthly ASO news. We don't discuss today any user acquisition news, like smaller updates from previous months. Okay, let's start from WWDC 2024 updates from this part. And first of all, I wanna talk about Apple featured section. So Apple is going to make easier to get a featuring section in the App Store, and from in the nearest future will be a special form. Yeah, you can see it here. Will be a special form that you can find, that you can fill out and apply for featuring. For someone who don't know, featuring section, it's a specific block, specific sections for app where you can where you can achieve, where you can get some specific placements, placement allocations in the App Store. I mean, for example, in Today tab or app tabs, or in some editorial editor's choices blocks, etc. So featuring section, it's really useful stuff. So what do you think, girls, about this update? Olha, you maybe I will give mic to you.
Yeah, thank you for words. Hello to everyone. to be honest, this news is pretty interesting for me, not from that side that it's gonna be like more easy and quick way to send this form and ask for featuring. I also wonder why Apple added this opportunity, and I was thinking about it, and I have some hypothesis about it, but also I would like to hear maybe your guys' opinion. What do you think? Why exactly Apple decided to add this opportunity for literally more or less everyone? Because as I understand, it's gonna appear on all the accounts, but
Yeah, it
mm,
will appear.
yeah, and it looks like I have two hypotheses about it. First, it looks like Apple needs more these requests for being featured inside of the App Store. Maybe they gonna open like new placements for featured applications, maybe new combinations, new thematics of featured applications, and so on. Maybe new tops of applications. It's really interesting to to think about reasons from this side, and also maybe they just again for some reason they want to find more interesting requests. Because, for example, if we are talking about some huge brands, about some old and popular applications, they more likely they know about this important Apple to be featured, and they know about opportunity to fill this form and send it. But I think that not for all the, for example, indie developers, it's not obvious that this opportunity exists, and maybe in this way, Apple really wants want to find more new, more interesting applications and games. So yeah,
Mm,
I think more on this side.
okay, thanks. Anastasia, Nastya, what do you think?
So yeah, if to answer the Olga's question, I actually agree because they constantly need the flow of the apps, of some nice apps that can be featured, and I guess maybe only some big publishers who usually publish a lot of apps and only they maybe know, and some folks from ASO like we. Um, so yeah, that's actually a pretty great way to make this feature noticeable for someone who just wants just start a nice app and put some effort in it. So I agree here with you. So, and I'm pretty sure it will allow them to get more requests from more quality apps because not everyone like knows definitely about this feature, especially considering that you are applying via Google form yeah for such a such a way of promotion. I when I first heard about it, I was like, no, this is I don't know, so unoptimized. You can even check like the status of your request. You can do basically nothing. So I'm pretty happy they are bringing this to the App Store Connect specifically, and I really hope that you also will be able to check the status of your request, and maybe also possibly a pain for a lot of publishers to change the featured banner maybe also, as well as I know you can only do this stuff through the support, and yeah, that's pretty heavy to deal with. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's see.
And yes, about a status of your request, it can be really useful for most of developers because for now you're like blind kids, and when you're sending this request, you have no idea about is it was already reviewed or not. Are App Store editors saw it, or maybe they didn't. So yes, it will be really nice if they add it.
Yeah, just send and pray basically, at least before. So yeah, let's see if it
Yeah,
changes.
I agree with you. I think in some way Apple is imitating Google with its promotional content because nowadays to get this feature, to getting feature in Google Play, you need to you need to achieve specific metrics for Google Play, and after all, you have specific option like Apple, like what we will have in Apple in App Store. And by the way, Google recently shared some requirements that the app should have for Google's promotional content blog, and you can find it on my LinkedIn also. So yeah, I agree with you. I think they added just to control this process. Because before you had to fill out a special form and send it to the Apple, and it was like a complicated way. Now it's simplified. It will be simplified, but at the same time, now they may have stronger requirements probably because so many apps will do it. So I don't know. We'll see what we'll have at the end.
Anyway, yeah, I think it's a good opportunity, and really developers should use this opportunity. Even if requirements will be higher, I believe if Apple is adding this opportunity in the beginning, at least it won't be so hard. I hope.
Yeah, I also tend to think so because they definitely like have to test it out how people will use it. Maybe also for them, they maybe should somehow highlight it in the App Store section because currently it's somewhere in the very at the very bottom, right? It should be at least where the promotion and stuff. So it's not that noticeable. So maybe I hope they bring it at least a little bit up to
Yeah,
the.
we'll see. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's go to the next news. Next news about the tinted icons. It came from WWDC also. So iOS will now have just has now not only dark and light modes. Also, we have ability to set the tint for icons. And check out the examples which I prepared. For example, this one, or this one case, or this. So you catch idea. So what do you think? Will this affect ASO in any way? Should we be concerned? Who will be the first?
I think they just killed an industry, right, with the of the apps that provide the icon customization. So
Well,
that's pretty.
maybe, but I'm not sure. To be honest, I'm not sure that a really big amount of percent, the really big number of users will use this option, because probably mostly all of us will use just basic customization. So basic, colored icons, and that's all.
Yeah, I'm curious. So maybe on some for free time, I will check what are actually the keyword popularity for this niche and how popular is it overall, and yeah, maybe how popular the apps are there. So I know like the wallpaper industry of the apps for iOS is pretty big one. But I also know that they have this the icon customization, and yeah, I just know, as you said, yeah, myself I don't use it as well. I prefer like the basic settings, and but yeah, now I wonder like how many how many people actually are using this kind of stuff. So some
Okay.
research will will be done.
Olga, what do you think?
Yes, I'm just thinking about it also, and together with that news that now users also will have opportunity to enlarge app icons, and it will give opportunity to hide app name. I believe no, of course, it's not about like visibility conversion rate about App Store, but it's about using the application process and return to application and so on. And I think that in this case, app icon should be like more recognizable, like application should be more recognizable. And for example, if we have a brand name, I believe that a brand name should be placed in the app icon, and in this case it will be like more clear, especially when a user are using these tint icons. As for me, all the icons on the device screen look like pretty similar, pretty the same. And it's very, very important to highlight somehow the application and
Yeah.
try to be visible, be recognizable. And yes, especially if together with these tinted icons, users will also enlarge it and app name will just disappear. I believe we have to think about some graphic elements that will get more attention, will be more visible. And for example, yes, as I said, it can be brand name or other graphic elements that can make this icon more bright.
Yeah, I agree with you. So we just have to take it in account, I would say. So there is no need to worry because nothing important, really important, has changed. And before this update, we could download some widgets and change the theme of their for the icons, for wallpapers, whatever. And we had the same tinted. We could implement this the same tinted icons, so it wasn't a problem before, and it's not now. Okay, and also we had some
I had a
search.
comment. Can I
Yeah,
add another one about the previous one?
yeah.
So, but you, as a developer, you should add this possibility, right? It was written like that. So it's not available for all apps with the icons, with the tinted icons. There are
No,
some
I mean,
instructions.
as I understand, it will be just basically in iOS version, and you can choose it. Uh, you can choose this option inside your iOS version.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, like here, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's a second part here with the customizable icons, multiple icon versions. Um, and what I wanted to mention about this kind of stuff, so maybe it gives you a little bit of it gives the app a little bit of loyalty from the user when you see the developers are doing something nice and extra that it's not so noticeable from the start. So, for example, I get this feeling usually when I see some meaningful and maybe nice information in what's new when they upload new updates for the app. So, this kind of stuff, yeah, can maybe probably will influence how users perceive your app
Mhm.
and yeah, maybe slightly influence the retention. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. Well, there were some other updates about search. Uh, Small but important updates. Who would like to comment it? Anastasia, maybe you.
I'm actually devastated that they removed the numbering category, right? So you don't see that stuff from the app page. You see just the category, right? Or
Yeah,
no?
but Well, we had, for example, we had prioritization for returning users update, so it's not about not only about what you mentioned.
Regarding the in-app
Yeah.
events, this one is pretty tricky because basically what they say here is that they will show in-app events less for the new users, so they will prioritize, at least from the search page results itself. So they will showcase more often the screenshots instead of the in-app event banner for new users.
Yeah.
And usually, it was there was some research a couple of years ago when people and it showed that not all not all users of iOS, they knew what an in-app event is actually, and they thought that it's a kind of some featuring by Apple, and that the app is granted some some trust, and many apps actually were abusing it maybe by running pretty like the same type of events over and over just to get that sweet like banner instead of screenshot and to look different with all the text over it. So you definitely look differently from your competitors, and that allowed you to draw more clicks to your product page and installs from there. So that will be for sure a challenge for ISO specialists who like to run them pretty often. I even know that especially I think it's one of the Adobe apps. They have a separate jobs. They had a guy who just runs the events. So I just hope he won't be upset with this kind of stuff because it's a great way to catch attention of new users. But I think I also like the idea that it will help to catch your attention of returning users because it's a nice way to improve your churn rate, I guess. To offer some, I don't know, maybe special offers, to returning users. So maybe what Apple is doing, is looking more into the product metrics actually, and they start to care um, about your internal product metrics. And of course, like if you would have if the app will have like a bigger retention rate and bigger LTV, so for sure the app store only benefits from it because they have more sales also for them. So interesting approach, something fresh. Maybe I'm not that happy about it as a as a specialist, but
You're
let's
right.
see.
As I can say from my side, personally, I am happy, and I will explain why. First moment is that for me it makes sense that in-app event will be mostly shown to like returning audience because why? We know that there are few types of in-app events. And for example, here is one type like a major update. And let's imagine we are working with a PDF scanner application. And or for example, barcode scanner. Oh, let's imagine barcode scanner. We have barcode scanner application, and this application added new feature like QR scanning. And we want to show this feature through the in-app events that makes sense, and Apple supports such ideas to show something like huge update through the in-app events. And try to imagine how it looks for a person who is looking for barcode scanner, but when he uh, he's putting this request barcode scanner. He see our application with huge banner of an app event, QR scanner application, nice feature, and so on and so on. Yes, I understand. If you will be reading more information about this application, you will understand. But like first thinking, first what you will notice, it will be this banner, like the most visible graphic elements taking attention is it will be about this QR scanner. So as for me, it will be more predictable for ASO specialist about conversion rate of our product page for new audience. And I have heard lots of not successful experiences with an app event talking about exactly conversion rate, because not always really in app events, really not always can affect your conversion rate good. But at the same time, if for example it's returning user that already have your application or had it before, seeing the same application, remember something about this application and see that you added a new feature, it may be very, very nice looking for this user that application is live, added new features, and it can motivate him to install it again and back to this application.
So should it be displayed at search term of the QR code scanner or QR scanner?
What exactly do you mean? Like opportunity to set it according to each particular search term?
Yeah.
Yes, it could be nice. It could be nice, I believe.
So yeah, you actually like mentioned a nice advantage of this. So again, I think it benefits the product itself. So more than just attracting impressions and clicks that even not always maybe can convert into the downloads. And from this point of view, maybe in case of Apple, I'd like to see from them to add an opportunity from people. For example, user can log out from it, but if they only could send some notifications from App Store that this event currently has some event, and maybe you'd like to check it out. They have that stuff, so I showed you, Max, you remember, but with subscriptions. So for events, because I'm not usually browsing like the that section where events recommended for you are. So it's pretty maybe challenging to notice them if you're actually a user who can be potentially interested in them. So really maybe something like notifications, you can opt out from App Store itself, but at least some way to let users know that there is something happening with the apps they have. So
Okay, thanks. I have nothing to add, so let's go to the next news. I will come back to the Discord. Give me a sec. I want to touch this news. On June 7th, there was a strong algorithm update in the App Store, and this was noted by the AppTweaks algorithm checker. And since we, all of us on this call from the same company, we can share what happened in our RDSO company. So maybe Olga, you will be first.
To be honest, each time when we have some glitch in working of App Store algorithms, personally, I have I hope that something gonna change after update in December of last year, because to be honest, in few applications, our applications, our projects, these updates didn't bring anything good with indexation. And I had hope that this update maybe will fix it a little, and each time I hope, but no. To be honest, I didn't notice any connection between updates of algorithms for last year. And for example, for that application for who it wasn't successful, nothing changed after this update, absolutely silent, no new app rankings by search terms, no increasing, no decreasing, nothing, absolutely nothing. But we noticed on two, especially on one application, and what is interesting, it's application with pretty strong brand name, and exactly for this application, indexation improved pretty significantly, and it improved its visibility by 10-20%, I would say. So it's really interesting. But this it's one of as I said, we have like more or less two successful examples, and one is more significant. Second example wasn't so visible, and also I must say that growth of positions was by different search terms. It was both common search terms and competitor brand search terms, and so yeah, it's pretty interesting. And this effect still works on these two applications. So we still see this improving, this growth.
Yeah, I just can add that we checked, like you said, the localizations indexing, and nothing changed, and some kind of like keyword weight also, the same stuff. So we didn't find any specific problems. Some inner update, I would say. But Anastasia, maybe you can add something from your side from your projects.
At least so. Also, like the screenshot you're showing, it has UK on it, right? And
Yeah. But this update happened not only in UK. Yeah, I should add.
Yeah, that's the important part, because someone in another ASO chat, so they showed the situation in Japan. It was maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or something. So a different time frame, but it was with the same power, so really big spike in anomalies. And it's interesting that, yeah, it seems like they're just maybe rolling out first on some other geos, and then they brought that to United States. So yeah, I also don't maybe know right now, so what is it related to, but at least so I know for sure that one of the projects has a decrease in visibility starting from that update. Decrease in visibility because there was also a simultaneous A/B test with negative results. So, and overall, maybe it would make sense. That's also repeated on another actually project, so on the same date. It also had a negative A/B test for a couple of countries, and where it was running. So, like, yeah, also during these dates, it started like lowering gradually, and maybe it would make sense for Apple to give more weight as a ranking factor to the visual conversion in case they want their the developers just make them care more about the visuals, making them really appealing and thinking like about some creative ideas, and yeah, to maintain overall like the quality scores. So I think it's also another project that we had like since that came because to us, because he had decrease in traffic since also maybe around December. What I noticed when I was analyzing it, that it didn't had appealing graphics too. So comparing at least to the competitors that was around him, like in top 10, so pretty close with the same level of visibility. So maybe it can be tied somehow to visual conversion,
Maybe in some way, yeah.
getting more impact on the rankings. Because also for the Japan, so that project that had a decrease with the screenshots, so we left for Japan the screenshots that were so we didn't change anything for Japan. But Japan at the moment had also localized screenshots at least. So maybe again, and it continues still to grow its visibility, specifically for Japan, while other countries are getting hit. Localized
Yeah.
screenshots, I think, yes, it's always good for users, and maybe they have a nice conversion. So when visibility goes on and on. And actually, it would make sense because if you're like a developer who doesn't want to buy incentive traffic, and of course Apple also doesn't want you, right, to buy incentive traffic to influence your positions, so they might allocate more ranking power to the factors that are like easily just some wide methods, right? So something that everyone can do without going into some pretty grayish shady practices.
Okay, I think we can get together that some parameter, some metric changed, and it seems to me that we just have to observe further, and maybe we will find out what happened. But maybe it could be conversion rate or some other stuff. We'll see. But
and let's get hope that with next update we will not get any heart attack.
Oh, no.
yeah, you're right. Okay, next news from our colleague Talha. The top charts now available in the search tab in the App Store. So this is actually interesting update because now the top categories, top apps, top games are more visible. And just for me, it's not clear why Apple added. Do you have any ideas why they should do it? Why they decided to do it?
I think maybe because it's not so I judge by myself. For me, top categories is not the main source of applications.
Yeah.
And maybe in this way they want just to do it more visible, and to improve this kind of traffic for applications. It's one of my ideas, and I'm expecting for improving browse traffic for applications after this.
Yeah, probably you're right. Nastya, maybe something from you.
For sure, maybe the games will benefit the top games category, and because they are relying heavily on the user acquisition, and that's what basically brings you up, right, in the category ranking. So, and that's also the type of apps maybe people would like to browse, like just scroll through them and find what will catch their eye to play. So for them, maybe so they can experience. I expect them to experience again, increase in browse traffic. For the normal apps, not the game related. I don't know. For me, at least, it makes sense. Sometimes I would like to check, but by specific category. For example, some financial apps, like the top financial ones. But like this overall, you're just going inside there and seeing like Facebook, Instagram, so you already have that kind of stuff in your phone. So
Yeah.
let's see, maybe they will somehow change it, because yeah, at least for the apps, I don't see any even use from the point of view from the users and any benefits to them. So yeah.
Maybe it can be a benefit for some utilities, for example, because when you're looking for some applications, like for example, I was talking about QR scanner or voice recorder, you are not looking for some particular brand. So this kind of application, for this kind of application, it may be more like relevant source of ideas what to install.
Yeah, but still, you have to together. You have to have some enormous level of installs, and unique installs, right? So,
Yes, agree,
like, yeah, how to
agree.
even get there?
Well,
But yeah,
from
we'll see. Yeah.
yeah, definitely from the ASO point of view, this doesn't affect much. However, uh, it affects on Apple Search Ads section. It called Search tab ads. This one in the suggestion block. So for ASA, it's lowering this section, and now I don't know why we should use it again, this section, because users just see it lower.
Yeah, I agree actually, because I've tried it in the past and we didn't had any nice results. We had nice results with placement in similar apps, but yeah, that one wasn't like performing. And now, as you mentioned, it like it even goes lower. So yeah, it's even worse.
It seems how it's possible, but they did it even worse than it was before.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last wild news. Let's go further. I'll go to my LinkedIn. Wait a second. That Apple changed the logic of search as popularity. We call it SAP. Last week, it was last week. And probably I should briefly explain what happened. Maybe I can reread just these two sentences. That before, in every ASO tool received search as popularity through Apple Search Ads cabinet, and it gave us search ad popularity for any keyword. And previously, on previous week, Apple doesn't provide this global SEP. Apple provides app relevant SEP. So Apple gave only search ads popularity, which Apple thought that are relevant for your app. And the main question for me, what was it? What happened? Because after a couple days, Apple rolled back the changes, and now everything fine. But it's what's really hard to track for any ASO specialists, for us, for our colleagues, for ASO tools, AppTweak, so mobile, Analytics, our partners, by the way. So, and my colleague, our colleague Simon from AppTweak, asked the right question, I think, that if this change happens, would Apple start communicating search popularity score only for like for relevant keywords for app, or what was it? So just maybe your thoughts about this update. I can share that. I can share a couple of screenshots while you are describing. Maybe, yeah, Nastya, you can go first.
Yeah, I just hope that it was some kind of bug because, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me from the point of view of,
But it
yeah,
had
of like,
specific logic anyway, because Apple tried to choose specific relevant keywords. Okay, let me show you a screenshot. like this one, it's a PDF scanner. So Apple gave you search as popularity only for PDF scanner relevant keywords, which Apple decided that they are relevant. And for other keywords that we added manually, Apple didn't give it, just SAP 5.
Yeah, look, but it can still, I think, can be possibly a bug because at least Apple will give you those 3 keywords as recommendations. So maybe he was giving away the sub for only for those that he knows are related to your app, and for others it just, I don't know, something broke in its database and it couldn't display the overall popularity score. So it also has some, this kind of bug will also have this kind of logic because yeah, it won't give you in recommendations the plant and anything else. But yeah, from the point of view, from the running ads, and actually, I don't know, it limits possibilities. For example, I think of campaigns like like discovery campaigns, because a lot of times there is not the relevant stuff. There are a lot of, I don't know, branded keywords, even of not your direct competitors, like something completely unrelated that somehow slightly has similar features to your app, but still. And so this would hurt revenue of Apple itself. So yeah, and also apps can benefit a lot from discovery because again, if the apps that run ads will compete only for the keywords that are so obvious and relevant and just the main ones, the cost of per install, I think it can even like skyrocket even more, and the advertisers, they will just go away because even now, like to run ads for a ASAP for United States is already like crazily pricey. So definitely a no from me, even if you consider it both for the publisher like the Apple itself or those who buy ads from them. So yeah, I'm really just hoping it was some bug. I even pulled out my SEO knowledge, and I went to the documentation page where the definition of search popularity is written, and I checked that page if it was changed before, like in Web Archive. You should know, like Max. Yeah, and it was the same. They didn't change anything, so it was the same description, definition of search popularity. So I was like, oh my god, yeah, I hope it was just some glitch.
Yeah, but this is disturbing, of course. Olha, maybe you want to add something.
I agree with Anastasia. I believe it was bug just because I can't find any explanation, any reason for Apple to do something like this. And even if it was if this bug was like because of some plans of Apple to change algorithms, I believe even if they change something, it won't be in the same view like it was before. It will be different because just like it was, I can't even understand why it can be profitable somehow for Apple, for example, and what's the reason.
Maybe
Can't
maybe it's
find.
simple. Maybe they just have some technical issues. They want, and for example, they want to control the number of requests to the ASO tools by API, and maybe it was that. I don't know.
Maybe I'm not, of course, I'm not a developer, but for me, no, anyway, you have the same amount of search terms for all the same niches. For what, anyway, you have to count this search as popularity metric. So
Yeah.
it looks like only issue with displaying search as popularity, but not counting. So I'm not sure. I still believe it was bug.
Yeah, I hope. Okay, last question about this news for both of you. What will we do without it? What will we do without its popularity? How we will live?
No,
Suffer
just
like with Google
optimize
Play.
the. They will just optimize like the iOS apps for Google actually web traffic. That will be my go-to. But yeah, basically, I think it's in this case, if they decide to limit heavily the giving away the data about keywords popularity, so we can just rely, for example, on maybe on search suggestions. So yeah, I
Yeah,
really
like
like
on
them.
Google Play, yes.
Yeah, and also yeah, maybe just SEO keywords because and SEO tools because there are actually a lot of requests of keywords that even contain like the app or apps in the keywords itself. So you just maybe gather those and use them in keyword research. But still, like the ASO tools, they will probably keep tracking the rankings of competitor, just of the apps, and from there you still will have a list, right? But a list of keywords, but without the data, like how popular it is. But you can just check if there are suggestions with it,
Mhm.
or if it has some stats in SEO tools. So would be more complicated, definitely not so fast, but yeah, still pretty doable. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that was the final news. I stopped sharing my screen. Let me see if we have any questions. Give me a sec. Binary Bandit asked us, would you guys do Q&A at the end? Yeah, you can ask us some question. You have 1 minute, I don't know. Yeah, and we will try to answer if you have some questions, of course. But about the last news, I agree with Anastasia. We are working with Google Play and ASO is alive, so everything will be fine. We just find out another option and work with it. I see that Binary
Exactly.
Bandit typing something. It's typing something. Let's wait. Okay, maybe while Binary. Oh wait, Binary Bandit asked. Wait a second. Oh, okay. A Binary Bandit asking about our is asking about community. So it's just simple. It's open ASO and user acquisition community. We call it ASO Busters, and we it's created by Red ASO team, and we are from Red ASO. And you can Google our website redaso.com, or I can type it. So yeah, and we are ASO specialists, but also in this call we'll discuss about user acquisition. And in this community, you can find out some fresh news, updates, hot news, etc. And usually we try add something new each week in our chats, in our text channels. This format, which was today, it's the first test. We will hold this format, I would say, once a month for sure. And if you have any questions, please contact me. If anyone will have any questions who will see this record, please contact me or ASO Busters admin. Okay, I can say that we can end this call. Well, thank you. Thanks to everyone who joined us today. Thanks you, my colleagues, my wonderful colleagues who
Yay.
helped who helped with these questions. I hope it would be useful for everyone who will see this call, who will see this record. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye
See you.
bye.
Bye.